A very good morning to one and all. It's indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the first edition of the Hindu Group's Thought Conclave, the Huddle-Conversations for Change, presented by Yes Bank and powered by SRM University. I now invite Mr. Mukund Padmanabhan, Editor, The Hindu, Mr. Rajiv Lochan, Managing Director and CEO, The Hindu Group, and Mr. R. Ravichandar, Group President and Regional Director South, Yes Bank, to take their seats on the stage. I now invite Mr. Mukund Padmanabhan, Editor, The Hindu, to welcome the guests.
Good morning and very warm welcome to the first edition of the Huddle, our three-day thought conclave. The idea of creating a platform for a series of interactive sessions was born a couple of years ago, and at a time when I had a different job in the organization. But I'm happy we've been able to retain the concept pretty much the way it was originally conceived, which is as a platform for a wide range of discussion on a wide range of subjects, an opportunity to listen to views that are not necessarily your own, and a chance to debate in a congenial fashion, not as gladiators in an arena, which is the current fashion, or fad, but in a collegial way, or in a huddle. I keep getting asked why we are doing this, and this is a question that repeats itself every time the Hindu does an event. And it's invariably asked in a tone which only barely conceals a second question, which is, shouldn't you be running a newspaper instead? To answer this question in a roundabout way, this is the fourth marquee event organized by the Hindu. We do annual festivals in theater and music, both of which are over a decade old. And we did this because they seem like a natural extension of the newspaper's close engagement with the performing arts. We also do a very successful literary festival, an event which ties in very nicely with our interest in books and the writerly world. Of the many pages in the Hindu, I think we take its editorial and op-ed pages very seriously. In fact, more seriously perhaps than other Indian newspapers do. And this is why I think these are regarded by many people as the best in this space. So the answer to the why huddle question is really this. This is really about what we are and what we've always been. A paper that engages with ideas, a paper that persuades you to think, one that challenges whenever necessary, received opinion and political dogma. Before I end, I'd just like to thank my editorial colleagues who spent hours working on the curation and other related details. Thanks to the strategy and events team and the advertising department for pulling it all together, logistically, organizationally, financially. Thanks to Yes Bank and SRM University and other sponsors for making this possible. And finally, thank you all for coming to this event. We hope you go away enriched as well as entertained over the next 3 days. And as importantly, we hope you make some friends along the way. So let's listen, question, interact, and learn. Let's huddle. Thank you.
I now invite Mr. R. Ravichandar, Group President and Regional Director South, Yes Bank, to say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable His Excellency Hamid Karzai, former President of Afghanistan, my dear friends Rajiv, Mukund, all the senior executives of The Hindu, and my dear friends. On behalf of Yes Bank and Mr. Rana Kapoor, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. The last decade or so has seen the gradual maturing of India as a nation, and consequently her occupying the center of global attention. Be it the robust performance of our economy, the rapid strides we have taken in science and technology, or our achievements in art, culture, and sports, the world has started to take notice of, and increasingly, the India story is becoming the global buzzword. While it is fine to enjoy the attention and accolades, it is also important to maintain this positive momentum for all-round growth and progress. We are, in a way, at an inflection point, and we must be able to answer the question, what next, and which is the road from here? It is precisely this which heightens the relevance of a conclave like the Huddle, where the country's sharpest minds and tallest achievers will brainstorm ideas for the future and help us create a roadmap for sustained development and growth. I am sure that over the next 3 days, a star-studded lineup of experts drawn from various walks of life will engage in very insightful discussions and offer valuable inputs which will shape our country's progress. We are fortunate to have such an accomplished media house like the Hindu Group, which has consistently contributed to the nation's growth by putting forth accurate and balanced views on major issues. The Hindu has a long and rich intellectual legacy and has always provided a platform for constructive discussion and exchange of ideas on matters of national importance. Yes Bank and the Hindu Group have had a long and distinguished record of collaboration. On several occasions in the past, we have worked hand in hand with the Hindu Group on thought leadership events and strategy sessions as well. Over the years, Yes Bank has carved a niche for itself as a provider of cutting-edge banking solutions to sundry sectors that are going to be the key drivers of growth in the Indian economy. The leader in the new economic order will be the one who can utilize knowledge best to his advantage. This is also why Yes Bank places a lot of importance on such events which bring together opinion makers, thought leaders, key policy makers, influencers, and set the stage for free exchange of quality ideas and helps shape opinion on key socio-political themes. The best brains and the biggest role models are slated to share their wisdom with us. I'm sure this huddle, the Hindu Huddle, would leave us, this would be thoroughly enjoyable, would leave us thoroughly engaged, enriched, educated, and energized.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Mr. Rajiv Lochan, Managing Director and CEO, the Hindu Group, to say a few words.
A very good morning and a warm welcome to all of you to the inaugural edition of the Huddle. When Mukund proposed the idea of the Huddle a couple of years ago, it seemed like the right thing to do. But personally, it took me back to the founders of the Hindu, who back in 1878 chose to actually set up a newspaper that gave voice to the natives. This was a time when the country was going through some significant change, and the organs of public opinion were either run by disinterested Europeans or enterprising Eurasians. And there was no one giving voice to the natives, and so the founders of the Hindu, chose to give voice to the natives by setting up a newspaper. I see the country undergoing significant change just now, and over the next couple of decades, we're going to witness perhaps more change than we've seen in the last 70 years of our independence. And at this point in time, it feels like we need to set up a set of conversations, a set of voices to drive the change in a meaningful and sustainable way. And we think the way to do it is in the Hindu way, as Mukund characterized it, subtly, in a balanced way, focusing on truth, integrity, fairness, and that reflects the DNA and the culture of who we are. We could have chosen to base this in bigger power centers in the country, or more exotic locales, but we've chosen Bangalore, because this represents, in many ways, who we are, as a Indian national voice with a southern accent. And we think Bangalore is a very important city for us as we think about our future as well. So there is both an altruistic and a selfish motivation for basing the Huddle in Bangalore. We're delighted that you're taking the time to be here, and I hope over the next 3 days, you will reflect, you will participate, you will provoke, and as Mukund said, make some friendships and walk away energized. Thanks for being here, and thanks for all your support.